The situation we had here was where this inner wing came down. This was on a bit of an angle, and there was a gap in between here, which should actually come all the way down. So in fact, what had happened was there was basically a line across at an angle like this. So if you imagine this is the piece, it was kind of like that. I'll bring you in, and hopefully you can see it better. Yeah, so like I say, it was actually a bit like that, and there was an open area here on the end. So what I'm going to do is I've cut the base piece out. I'm going to pop this one in, and like that, and I'm going to make a new edge. So as you can see, it lines up straight along the edge. So once I've got it spot welded in, I'll bring you back. So you can see now where it's very hot, the weld. I can still feel the heat off it. You can see where I've spot welded it there, and then I've welded it right up the edge here. I don't know if I can just pull the camera over a little bit so you can see it. There, you can see the edge is all welded up in there. So what I'll do now is I'll clean it up and show it after it. Obviously I'm turning the camera off because it's so close. I'm turning the camera off in between the welding and grinding because I don't want sparks on near the lens, although this has got a cover on it. I spot welded it all the way down there, and then took welded the edge here and the same here, and you can see now it's a much nicer line down the whole thing, and I've cleaned this edge up. The other side is in exactly the same condition, and I'll show you that in a second. So what I'll do, I've given this a clean off with the air, so I'll just give it a little bit of primer just to stop it going off. You can see I've also put that piece in there as well. And pretty much you can't see the repair there. I've drilled holes here now. I'll bring the camera around, hopefully, without knocking into things. Hopefully you can see. I'm in the way of the light now. Excuse me a second. I'm going to bring it around the other side. Sorry about the bad camera work. So, I think you can see, yeah, there. So, are we down low enough? It's very hard to see that, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you can see there. It's pretty nice. The panel looks good. So here on the front, just come in again. Maybe pop that round a little bit more. You can see I've drilled the holes here already. So what I'll do is I'll weld these up now, and then get this side finished off, and then go over to the other side. See, from this side, it's the same kind of situation. This just needs kind of cleaning up a bit, and then welding onto here, and you can see this edge here from this outer sill is not all lined up, so I'll get that cleaned up now. I'll bring it in so you can see in a minute. There we go. You can see that edge it's just not crimped together properly, so I'll clean all that, and then rather than having that sharp edge, what I'll do is bring it in line and then put a slight round on each edge just to give it that bit, because when you've got your hands underneath, the last thing you want to be doing is catching the edge, and it looks tidy too, looks more professional. So I'll get this side done, and then I'll bring you back. There's a couple of bits of weld to do here, a little bit here, just tidying up basically. Sorted out this side as well. What I've done is it was kind of sticking out at a bit of an angle, so I've just cut a line on it to make it look easy on the eye, and then weld this across here. Clean this one up and clean this edge up as well. There was a bit of welding in the companion bins, so the companion boxes at the back, and on the cross member, and this is why I've cleaned this up as well. So what I'll do now is I'll just give this a quick blow in with a primer. It's only really enough to stop it rusting. Just a light dust really is all it needs. That's good enough. So that's it for now. There's a little bit I want to put at the end of this clip for Ben, Mini Madness, who's got a bit of a dilemma, and he's asking for people to give him some ideas. And so the last little few minutes will be for Ben, and I hope it's of use to somebody else as well. This little bit is for Ben from Mini Madness. He was asking for some help. So I did write to him, but it's a bit complicated to write it. Maybe showing it might be better. So this is the situation he's in now. He has to replace, obviously, the back part of the centre of the boot floor, but he also needs to take the arches out because they're bad. My thinking is you really want to keep the jig in place, because you can then use the holes here. Let me just pull this out a little bit, so if I can. It's going in. You want to use these holes in here to keep this aligned. What I would do, Ben, let me just turn this over so I can see what I'm filming. So, sorry about this. I'll try and get it to come in. What I would do is put brackets down across the bottom and across the top, and then weld them directly across. So you've got, instead of this center one where you obviously have to take the bolts out where the shock absorber holes are to line up the new rear arches, just make an extension piece. So one across the top, or whichever way you've got it up, one across the bottom, and then weld across them, and then re-anchor it through that backboard. And I think that's going to be the way to get it to work. I can't, it won't show there really very well. I think it's probably the best I can get it. Maybe I can hold it better that way, I don't know. Will that help? Yeah, so I'm basically saying put something across the back parcel shelf and then lower on the boot floor and then attach across. And then you can, as I say, you can undo your two bolts and leave your jig in place. But seeing the condition that this floor is in, it might be an idea to put that piece in you've got, just to strengthen it up at least, up against this rear boot floor here. So I hope that's of some help. I think taking it off the jig will be a mistake. One, you'll have to somehow try and prop it up, which could fall. And secondly, you want to use those holes if you can for your for lining up your rear arches anyway. So that's it. So the best advice I can give. Not even done the job before. Yeah. So that's just finished up for today. I haven't been working on the time machine, as somebody's been calling it. The what is it? The flux capacitor. It does sound a bit like that when it starts going round, I have to say. So I'm going to do some more tidying up bits on the Mini, and because we want to get it ready for. We're going to sandblast. Take the shell down and sandblast it when Amir comes back inside, and a few other bit areas before we prime it and then put the stone chip on it, because I just want it absolutely the best we possibly can. There are a few little areas here and there that need sorting, but generally it's getting there. So best of luck to Ben. Hopefully he gets this job sorted and without too many issues. And oh, and this is the little trolley. I was going to make something out of metal, but I ended up buying 3 items. This plastic thing, and then these, they're basically just little covers. They were €10 each. I'll make them so that they're strong, so you can sit on one, use the other one for putting your tools on the inside, or you can just use it to guide yourself along when you're doing jobs. It makes it nice and easy. So, as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, and enjoy your hobby. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Bye.